Hello everyone, I'd like to thank you for taking time to attend this book review presentation. I'm Sheri Williams and I'm a graduate student at the University of Texas at Arlington College of Nursing in the Leadership in Complex Healthcare Systems course. The book I reviewed is Transparency, How Leaders Create a Culture of Candor. The authors are Warren Bennis, Daniel Goleman, James O'Toole, and Patricia Ward-Biederman. If you'd like to follow along, I've provided some handouts for you that you can take notes on. Warren Bennis is an author who lives in Southern California and has co-authored many books on the subject of leadership. He's consulted with by many Fortune 500 companies and world leaders. He's a distinguished professor of business administration at the University of Southern California and founding chairman of the Leadership Institute. He serves as chairman of the advisory board for the Center for Public Leadership at the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University. Author James O'Toole is an author of 17 books about leadership and change. He's also the Daniels Distinguished Professor of Business Ethics at the University of Denver's Daniels College of Business. Daniel Goleman is a psychologist and author of best-selling leadership books and the co-director at Rutgers University of the Consortium for Research on Emotional Intelligence in Organizations. Patricia Ward-Biederman is a prize-winning reporter and columnist and was a former staff writer at the Los Angeles Times. She's collaborated with Warren Bennis and co-authored a national bestseller, Organizing Genius, The Secrets of Creative Collaboration. The purpose of the book Transparency is to help leaders understand what it means to be a transparent leader, how to create organizational transparency, and how to live in a world that is becoming more and more transparent. Through the use of 3 essays, the authors combine theory and experience to offer the reader a wealth of practical advice related to organizational as well as leader transparency. The target audience for this book is anyone that is in a leadership position or aspiring to be an organizational leader. Some of the strengths of this book were the use of essays to tell stories which relate to real-life examples. In the book, there are 3 essays: Creating a Culture of Candor, Truth to Power, and the New Transparency. Creating a Culture of Candor looks at how leaders must create organizations where information can flow freely throughout the organization. In order for this information to flow freely, one must feel like they can speak openly, and leaders must welcome such openness. A culture of openness and candor are crucial to the health of an organization. It must be capable of being seen through honest and open feedback and is needed more than ever. Truth to Power stresses the importance of responsibility and accountability. Information should be brought to leaders of organizations that they may choose not to hear. In the essay, they point out that the research shows that the higher a leader rises, the less honest feedback they receive from their followers. Therefore, they tend to lose touch with reality of the organization. In the New Transparency, the authors describe the loss of the ability to hide information due to the digital revolution. The revolution of internet, cell phones, and the blogosphere have really made transparency inevitable. Other strengths of the books were that it was short and it was easy to read, it flowed in a logical order, and it's based on the author's research. Some weaknesses of the book that I identified are that the essays tend to repeat themselves, and the same information flows from one essay to the other. And it really lacks detail on how to operationalize creating a culture of transparency. For instance, how do you create a culture of open, honest communication? The use of political stories in there are biased to one side, which may dilute the message as well as the author's credibility. The last weakness I identified was that there's no summarization in the book. The book just trails off and it leaves you wondering what's next and what now. The authors, I'm sure, believe they achieved the book's objectives to explore what it means to be a transparent leader, how to create transparent organizations, and how to create and live in an ever more transparent culture. However, My perspective is that they did a good job of explaining transparency and as it relates to organizations, leadership in the digital revolution, but failed to provide the, quote, wealth of practical advice, unquote, that the book promised. Given the strengths and weaknesses, I would recommend this book as one that would complement a leader's library. I wouldn't say that it would be the only book that a leader should have. I'd add it to, it would add to a leader's knowledge of transparency. Therefore, I think it'd be appropriate for anyone in an executive leadership position, anybody aspiring to climb the ladder in leadership, and even those that may be in middle management. It could help them better understand. The book offers how you should act as a leader in an organization so that your followers will provide you with open, honest, candid feedback. So therefore, I think that that would help you in succeeding in an organization and help the organization to succeed. I thank you for attending this presentation, and I can entertain any questions that you might have at this time.